So 2015-16, at that time, my father passed. Uh, the news was sort of sudden to me because I was at that time in CAT college. CAT college का जो एड होता है, आर्मी का कैप्टन होता है या मेजर होता है कोई, तो उसने मुझे बुलाया और उसने मुझे एक लेटर दिया कि यार ये तुम्हारे घर से लेटर आया है और तुम्हारा भाई कह रहा है कि तुम्हें ना तुम्हारे अब्बू से मिलना है, उनकी तबीयत बहुत क्रिटिकल है और एक दिन के लिए तुम्हें इधर इनको देखने आना होगा। वी कैन नॉट गारंटी कि वो जिंदा रहेंगे ज्यादा देर तक। ही आस्क्ड मी कि तुम्हें कितने घंटे लगेंगे इधर पहुंचने में पिंडी। तो मैंने कहा यहाँ से 3-4 घंटे लगेंगे। उसने कहा तो तुम मतलब अगर अभी निकलो तो तुम देख के वापस कॉलेज आ सकते हो। मैंने कहा मैं वापस
Why?
कॉलेज तो नहीं आ रहा।
That is so insensitive of them. That
Exactly.
is.
Hello, welcome to Life's Tapestry, a podcast where we talk about the experiences that shape us, ordinary or extraordinary. I'm your host, Mohammad Haris, and I'm joined by my co host, Reja Alam. Hello, Reja.
Hello, Haris. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm excited about today's episode. Today, we have a special guest joining us on Life's Tapestry, uh, Abdul Sabur. Abdul Sabur is someone I have had the pleasure of knowing during our university days at IBA Karachi, but he's also a person who has navigated significant life changes with grace and resilience, from moving cities for higher education and to facing personal challenges head on. And his journey is one of growth, reflection, and learning. And he's here to share his experiences from childhood memories to dealing with loss, and more importantly, the importance of mental health and seeking help in our lives. So let's talk to him. Hello, Sabur.
Hello Ares, how are you?
I'm good. It's great to have you with us today. We have so much to talk about. But
Glad to
how
be here.
about we? Yeah, yeah. Thank you for joining us. And the thing is, we have so much to talk about, but we want to start talking about, start with something simple. So there's this one question we just ask everyone who joins us for the podcast. So we'll start off with that. So how about you just tell us a bit about your childhood, the kind of environment you grew up in, and like the and also the people you interacted with in that environment, like your parents, siblings and parents and all.
Okay, so essentially, I lived. I'm originally from Kohat, so that is like a small town um, in I think the south of KPK. So the culture there, it's a mixture of Hindko and Pashto. So due to that, I learned both those languages. So I'm fluent in Hindko and then multiple dialects of Pashto. I think because of that uh, particular portion of KPK, because you have people coming down from Hangu Parachinar, the northern areas of KPK, and then you have
Hmm.
people coming from Karak, Laki Marwat, Banu, and this is sort of like a, if you could say, center for different Pashto dialects, Kohat, and including Hindko. So I think because of that, I got the ability to, be able to speak multiple languages and be comfortable with uh, people from multiple different, you can say, cultures. So that was a very particular thing about my childhood. Other than that, in my particular family, we were a joint family. So, and joint family be us had tak where uh, my grandfather, उन grandfathers के जितने भी बच्चे और उनके बच्चे, so this was like a huge family. Uh, living together. So उस किस्म की setting थी. So it was a joint family. So the very early years of my life, you can say at 4 से 5 कह रहे हैं, 4 से 5 साल तक we lived in that setting. Then we moved into our own home. Schooling के terms में I was very fortunate. My father, he really wanted कि उनके ना सारे बच्चे पढ़े लिखे हों. So he would invest whatever earned in our education. So we're basically 5 siblings. So my elder 2 siblings, my brothers, they're well settled abhi because of that particular thing. Same is the case with 2 of my sisters. So same ही case है उनका भी. They're very educated and I think very sensible in that term. So because of that particular thing, I went to go to city school. It's a British school there in Kohat. So because of that particular thing, I think I had good schooling. So uski wajah se I was able to get out of Kohat and actually, be able to join IBA. The first choice was always, LUMS, but I came to IBA because it was also easier at that particular point in time. But anyways, that's how I, got to IBA and explained the whole setting of my childhood.
Yeah, that's very insightful, Sabur. It's good to hear that your father was very invested in the education of of his children. Can you tell me a bit about, like you said, this was a big deal. Was this not the culture, or was education not an important thing for the people around you?
It certainly was not, yes. So uh, not to look down on anyone, but I can see that the people around me, the people there, they would rather invest on uh, let's say weddings, cars, than to invest in education. So if a cousin of mine, let's say, had to go to a university, there would always be a money constraint, and there still is. But then, but whenever they wanted to buy a new car or a new whatever, so it was not the top priority, you can say. And this is like the today's situation in in today's time, like abhi wahan pe education ka is tarah ke they do not feel like investing in this particular thing. ठीक है, they say no use. In the particular time, मेरे childhood में, I think it was more of a money constraint for people. My father at that time could afford this, so he did, and it was like he was affording it. He was hardly affording it. We got to know this like after he died, and we were like looking through his stuff, the money that he kept. So then we know like he was barely keeping things, in order while sending us to very good schools and universities, and he kept paying for that. So in that sense, I'm emphasizing on this. Overall, the particular culture towards like where I lived in my childhood, I think people were prone to sending their sons and daughters to school, but only till metric. So वहाँ पे the notion that you'll study metric के बाद is like I think उसको फिर वो कहते हैं कि अब ये डॉक्टर ही बनेगा या इंजीनियर बनेगा. So there is no other field उनके mind में.
Yeah, I think it's true for many people coming from kind of underprivileged backgrounds and who is married to universities like IB and LUMS that and obviously their father or their parents you emphasized a lot on education and sent them to private schools. But as you grow up, you actually realize that how hard it was for them to manage these expenses. But nonetheless, they were doing it. Um, I just want to ask this: if you can maybe talk a little more about your father's profession, what he did, just sort of to get a bit deeper idea uh, of what you just
Yeah,
talked about.
that and can you also like, because how you basically just told us ke your father invested a lot of his earnings and a lot of he basically had put a lot of efforts into making sure that his children had a good quality education, even if it was at a great cost to him or if he could barely afford it. Do you see his investments and do you see your educational uh, educational performance and educational uh, capabilities as something that he's left behind for you, his legacy of in a way?
Okay, so we'll start with Haris's question and trickle down. So uh, basically, my father's profession, he had a newspaper agency. So what basically newspaper agency is, just to briefly tell you, uh, you have these in like isolated geographic areas जहाँ पे मतलब let's say बड़े शहरों में you can find like 2 3 newspaper agencies, and then in smaller cities and in the peripheral areas you do not have these. So इसीलिए my father was like had a newspaper agency, but that was for the whole of Kohat, Parachinar, or Hangu, Karak, Panu, Lucky Marwat. So it was इस तरह न्यूज़पेपर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का बिजनेस था. So he would basically take newspapers from, let's say, मशरिक आज, उसाफ, ये newspapers भेजते थे, and then uh, my father used to distribute it in all these areas, especially to government offices and the army. So this was basically his profession. In terms of our education being his legacy, uh, I think that is very true, uh, in the term that my father also, like, he had this little property, and वो सारा कुछ था उनके पास, and he left that to us. वो हमारे पास अब एक side पे we have the monetary, you can say, thing that he has left us, and the other side is the education that he's given us. So one particular difference that I usually discuss with my brothers is that we amongst ourselves, we do not care about that as much. We are educated and we're earning more. So the education that our father gave us, it enabled us to have a steady life at this particular point, and उसके साथ एक steady earning, and basically जो whatever me, my brothers or my siblings, they're doing, and they're doing really well, it is to that very smart investment by my father, that he, rather than choosing to buy more land and save up money for God knows what, he chose to invest it. So I would say this is his biggest legacy. Yes.
Yeah, and this actually makes sense. Like your father seems like your father itself was an educated person who could actually see this, how investing in education is more important than investing in anything else, and he could see it even at that time. So yeah.
Even at that time, my father was only, I think, metric की भी थी उन्होंने सिर्फ, my father. So he wasn't
Hmm.
very educated, but whenever I asked him about this particular thing, it was that uh, he was the oldest brother, and my grandfather got sick, so he had to leave school to take care of the family and take over the shop. So
Yeah.
I think because of that उनको था कि यार मुझे रिग्रेट है कि मैंने नहीं किया, but I really want कि तुम लोग करो. So that was basically like his philosophy.
Actually, this makes sense. As a motivation, obviously something he lacked in his life, but he knew the significance of it. So yeah, this
Yes.
makes sense. And another thing you just mentioned, and just I wanted to kind of discuss it a bit further, if you are willing to. You mentioned that your father passed away while you were very young. Like how old were you? And also, if you can just share some early memories of your father and the kind of relationship you had with him.
Okay. So I think when my father passed, it was मैंने वही O levels खत्म किया था and I moved to college. So I think in around 2016, 15, 16. So 2015, 16, at that time, my father passed. Uh, the news was sort of sudden to me because I was at that time in CAT college. और जब मैं CAT college में था तो I did not know कि हो क्या रहा है. So मुझे बस ये कॉलेज में जो पीएन होता था उसने एक बार बताया था कि यार तुम्हारे अब्बू अभी शॉप पे नहीं बैठते हैं, तुम्हारा कजन होता है. मैंने उसको कहा नहीं, मेरे अब्बू तो मतलब बचपन से हम हैं, उन्होंने कभी एक दिन भी नहीं मिस किया. गाड़ी खराब होती थी तो पैदल जाते थे, बारिश हो रही होती थी तो छतरी ले जाते थे, लेकिन ही नेवर मिस्ड अ डे एट द शॉप. तो दैट वाज समथिंग वियर्ड. तो उसके बाद जब व्हेन आई आस्क्ड माय फैमिली तो दे टोल्ड मी हाँ बस थोड़े से बीमार हैं, ठीक हो जाएंगे, बुखार था. उसके बाद फिर आई थिंक अ फ्यू मंथ्स पास तो आई फॉरगॉट अबाउट दिस. फिर वेकेशंस हो गए, आई वेंट होम, और जब मैं घर गया आई सॉ माय फादर. सो ही वाज लाइक बिल्कुल वीक हो चुके थे. लाइक ही वाज नॉट हेल्दी बट ही हैड अ गुड फिजिक. ठीक है, उस हिसाब से लाइक वो बिल्कुल ना, कह लें एक बंदा मेल्ट हो जाता है ना, एंड ही वाज बिल्कुल वीक हो गए थे एंड ही वाज जस्ट सिटिंग देयर इन द बेड. So I went and I saw him and I didn't even recognize him at first. तो फिर
Oh,
I sat with अम्मी और मैंने कहा कि like problem क्या है. Yes, Aris?
nee, nee, no, it's nothing. Just
Okay, so basically when I discussed it at that time with my mother, तो तब मुझे पता चला कि he had blood cancer पिछले कुछ months से, and he had recently found out. तो उसके बाद खैर ये सब कुछ हुआ. It was like a very hard. छुट्टियों पे मैं घर गया था, but it was depressing. उसके तकरीबन 3 से 4 दिन बाद मैं वापस चला गया, और उसके 1-2 दिन बाद मेरे स्कूल उसका कैट कॉलेज का जो एडजुटेंट होता है, आर्मी का कैप्टन होता है या मेजर होता है कोई, तो उसने मुझे बुलाया और उसने मुझे एक लेटर दिया कि यार ये तुम्हारे घर से लेटर आया है और तुम्हारा भाई कह रहा है कि तुम्हें ना तुम्हारे अब्बू से मिलना है, उनकी तबीयत बहुत क्रिटिकल है और एक दिन के लिए तुम्हें इधर इनको देखने आना होगा. वी कैन नॉट गारंटी कि वो जिंदा रहेंगे ज्यादा देर तक, तो एक आखिरी बार मतलब आप मिल लें उनसे. तो उस टाइम पे जो मतलब मेरे हालात है, मुझे वो नहीं होता, झटका सा लगा कि यार ये हो क्या रहा है. खैर बहरहाल तो ही आस्क्ड मी कि तुम्हें कितने घंटे लगेंगे उधर पहुंचने में पिंडी. तो मैंने कहा यहाँ से 3-4 घंटे लगेंगे. उसने कहा तो तुम मतलब अगर अभी निकलो तो तुम देख के वापस कॉलेज आ सकते हो. मैंने कहा मैं वापस
why
कॉलेज तो नहीं आ रहा.
That is so insensitive of them. That
exactly?
is, or
खैर
I just don't understand. Yeah.
दैट वाज तो खैर उनको ये नहीं था, बट उधर हम गए पिंडी एट took too long, तो मैंने कॉल करके बता दिया था कि I'm just now leaving पिंडी. तो खैर बहरहाल बिफोर वी रीच पिंडी तो काफी रात हो चुकी थी. आई वेंट होम. मुझे था कि मैं कल सुबह चला जाऊंगा वापस कॉलेज. द मीटिंग ऑफ माय फादर, वेल, that in itself is a whole different thing. Like when we went there, we had no idea कि मतलब हो क्या रहा है. It was me and my sisters. So we did not know कि अच्छा हम पिंडी जा रहे हैं, but मतलब अबू किस हालत में है. We had no fucking clue. ठीक है. When we got there, तो सबसे पहले तो we had to wait a long time. ठीक है, क्योंकि उनका कोई प्रोसीजर चल रहा था. After that ended, so they took us into like this isolation room. उसमें आपको सारा स्प्रे करके अल्कोहल से और वो सारा कुछ, और ग्लव्स वगैरह पहना दिए, एवरीथिंग. और they're explaining कि पेशेंट को टच नहीं करना, पेशेंट से लाइक इतनी दूरी पे रहना है. उनका इम्यून सिस्टम जो है ना वो खत्म हो चुका. तो खैर when we did enter the room, my father, his body, it was all bloated because उनका recently जो है लिवर ट्रांसप्लांट हुआ था. लिवर ट्रांसप्लांट नहीं, सॉरी, बोन मैरो ट्रांसप्लांट हुआ था. उनकी ना ब्लड कैंसर के लिए इट वाज अ ट्रांसप्लांट. दे टुक इट फ्रॉम वन ऑफ हिज सिस्टर्स. तो एट दैट टाइम उनकी जो बहन थी उनको था जॉन्डिस. तो वो अनफॉर्चुनेटली मेरे अबू में आ गया, एंड एट दैट टाइम ही हैड नो इम्यूनिटी. उनकी इम्यूनिटी खत्म हो चुकी थी. तो what basically happened is कि उनके किडनीज और लिवर और स्लो ऑर्गन फेलियर स्टार्ट हो गया था. सो ही वाज ऑन मॉर्फिन, और उस ऑर्गन फेलियर की वजह से लाइक उनकी बॉडी इट हैड टर्न कंप्लीटली येलो एंड थोड़ी सूजी हुई थी. एंड ही वाज जस्ट लेइंग देयर ऑन द वेंटिलेटर ऑन मॉर्फिन. सो like when we saw this was like horrifying. Like the man you've seen, going back and forth शॉप पे, उनको आप देखते हो कि रात को 3 बजे वो 3 AM वो घर से निकलते थे, क्योंकि जो अखबार वाले होते हैं वो ये फ्लाइंग कोच वाले लेके आते हैं और वो अखबार लाके और वो शॉप के सामने फेंक के चले जाते हैं. वो आपका वेट नहीं करते कि आप हैं या नहीं है. तो ही हैड टू बी देयर. कोई चॉइस नहीं थी उनके पास. तो ही हैड टू बी देयर. वो लेना, वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना, वो पूरा दिन करके, एंड वो शाम को घर आते थे. लाइक मशीन की तरह चलते थे. उस बंदे को आप देख रहे हो बेड पे लेटे हुए, बिल्कुल अनकॉन्शियस. ठीक है. सो दैट इज लाइक एक्सट्रीमली हॉरिफाइंग. ठीक है. खैर बहरहाल आफ्टर दैट मीटिंग आई आस्क्ड द डॉक्टर के लाइक कैन ही टॉक, लाइक कोई इंटरेक्शन कुछ हो सकता है, कुछ भी. तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं हो सकता, लाइक आई कैन नॉट एग्जैक्टली टेल यू. तो आप बात करके देख लो, बट इट इज वेरी हाईली अनलाइकली कि वो कोई रिप्लाई दें. तो खैर बात करने की कोशिश की. देयर वाज नॉट मच, बट टुवर्ड्स द एंड लाइक ही हैड थोड़ा सा वो, तो आई फेल्ट लाइक ही हेल्ड माय हैंड. तो वो था. उसके अलावा लाइक कुछ भी ना, वो आउटपुट नहीं था उनसे. he couldn't speak, or I think even understand at that time. तो खैर we left in a completely horrified state. I got home, and that very night my khala came, and then she told us that my father passed.
Actually, it's, I mean, uh, you have mentioned this, a few times, but you never actually shared, in detail what happened. And it's such a sad story, uh, especially for you.
Yes.
I mean, you were so young at the time, and losing a father at that time, it's like just losing your overall support system. And you were growing at that time, so obviously you need a lot more support than you will ever in life, you know. So yeah,
100%, 100%. It was, you can say, the biggest loss very life. It was like the color turning point. My life has never been the same. So,
exactly.
like, he
And
was a significant part of my life.
of course, yeah, of course, bilkul, हाँ. Parents are obviously, you know, kind of the uh, foundation. No, you know, not just like a physical foundation, but also like a mental, emotional uh, foundation of your life. And of course,
Mm,
losing them at such an age is obviously a huge loss. And also, you also talked about uh, how you went to see him in the hospital and the kind of condition he was in. We I think our second episode was with Arsala Nadeem, and so Arsala Umme Kalsoom, it's Reja's friend, and she was also talking about her mom had, I think, immune disorder. I don't know exactly the name, but she also talked about this experience. You know, like her mom was obviously like a healthy and active person, but she got, you know, the disease, and when they would visit her in the hospital, she was obviously like helpless. So seeing a loved one in such a condition is obviously another, uh, you know, another like a very sad experience. Uh,
exactly.
so
Yeah, like I can completely relate with you, Sabur, actually on this because I recently lost my grandmother to disease as well, and in fact, her liver also gave out at the end because of multiple organ failure. So I can understand exactly, you know, like it's the yellowing of the skin, the swelling, it was all the same. And it becomes very difficult for doctors to even, you know, take, do basic lab tests on a person who has a lot of swelling. So her body was like, I don't want to get into the details of it because it might not be very easy to listen to, but it's very difficult to see someone like that because the you can actually see the sites where they actually tried to, you know, maybe get some blood out of her or something like that. So I can
Yes.
completely understand. And uh, you know, the passing away after, and then, you know, being in a very unfamiliar place when hearing the news, you know, not, you know, like not in your house or not somewhere else. And I'm glad that matlab, I mean, it's kind of weird to say, but I'm glad that you had some form of intimation beforehand, like, you know, because you had visited him a few days prior. So you kind of knew, okay, okay, my father is going through something, because families can often have the tendency to, you know, hide news to protect kids from the shock and everything, कि ओके मतलब सही है, अब्बू को ब्लड कैंसर है, बट नहीं बताओ ताकि he can study and stuff like that, like in peace. But
exactly.
it's good. It's good that you had that information, and you knew what you were uh, going towards going in. Not exactly, but to some extent maybe. And thank you for talking about it. It's I personally know that it's difficult to talk about such a, you know, a life changing experience. So yeah.
Another thing
Like,
I will say, yeah, yeah, you can talk.
no, it's not. Go ahead.
Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about. I mean, she just talked about how, you know, the kids in the house are kind of kept in the shadows. You know, over, you know, if someone in the family is suffering from some disease, and you know, it's like a big news. So children are just kind of kept in shadows. But also talking about like the passing of a loved one, you know, uh, even in such a situation, and I think I would like you to talk about this, but obviously everyone in the family is grieving over the loss, of their loved one. Everyone has a relationship with them, a relation with them, and everyone is grieving. So I think even at that time, kids in the house might not get the kind of support that they need to kind of process this loss, and to grieve properly. So, what was like your experience? Your grieving experience, and did you have like a proper support system during this time?
Mm, I would say I have mostly like I don't know how people, to be very honest, like heal for now. Is it like you make good with the particular situation कि यार हाँ ठीक है हुआ है, I accept it, I know it, या होता है आप उसके बारे में बस सोचते ही नहीं हो, उसको ना माइंड से बाहर रखते हो. So this second thing, this is what I've particularly done with the problem. This was mainly because के I think उनकी वफात के कुछ दिन बाद ही I came back to the college. तो वहाँ पे तो आपकी रूटीन मतलब 7:30 बजे ये करना है और 8:15 पे ये करना है, तो it was like clockwork. तो वहाँ पे it's very easy to forget. So for the next 2 to 3 years जो मैंने वहाँ पे गुजारे, so that was like trying to not live with it, बस not think about it basically. उसके बाद जब मैंने एक gap year गुजारा, that was थोड़ा सा वो मुश्किल, क्योंकि then I had to face that particular problem. क्योंकि मैं I used to sleep with my dadi, who unfortunately like after my father like 1-2 months बाद she passed. तो I used to sleep with her. तो जब मैं छुट्टियों पे आया हुआ था, बीच में मैं दादी की वफात पे आया था और फिर मैं छुट्टियों पे आया था, तो ऐसे था. तो my mother asked me कि अब वहाँ पे नहीं सो, रूम में अकेले हो गए और इधर मैं भी अकेली हूँ, तो इधर आके एक ही रूम में सो जाते हैं. That was वो ना तब मतलब अंदाजा हुआ कि यार हाँ अब घर खाली हो गया, अबू भी नहीं है, दादी भी नहीं है. तो मतलब वो होता है ना, वो आपको तब वहां से मेरा हीलिंग प्रोसेस, तो आई हैड टू स्पेंड टाइम देयर एंड एक्चुअली बी ओके विद द सिचुएशन, एक्सेप्ट इट, उसके साथ कैसे जीना है, हाउ टू लिव विद द प्रॉब्लम, वो उधर हुआ. सो it was, you can say, a delayed healing process, या making good with the particular जो भी situation से आप गुजरे हो. So it was a delayed
Yeah.
healing process. I spent time, a few years, just ignoring the problem like it did not exist, and then when I had to, I was okay with it.
Makes sense. Like you were basically thrown into the deep end of the people. के बस अब ये तो है तो अब करो, like somehow just cope with it, and like everyone else is around you going through the same thing, and maybe like they've already gone through it and at a later stage of the healing process, but you're just there like maybe back in time or something, like. So yeah, I would like to ask you something, and it's okay if you don't want to answer it. It's a bit of a deeper
Mhm.
question, but you said that you pushed your father out of your mind and it was easy to do so because there was, a lot of strict routine and like a lot of like, something that you were doing around the clock. So it was easy to push him out of your mind. Do you feel guilty for doing that?
Um, to be honest, it was not a conscious thing that I did. So जब आप क्लॉकवर्क की तरह चल रहे हो तो आपको सोचने का टाइम नहीं मिलता. और आई होप आई सर्वाइव, बट लाइक फौजियों के बारे में अमूमन यही कहा जाता है कि सोचने का काम कम होता है और करने का काम ज्यादा होता है. तो आपको ना कैड कॉलेज में सोचने का टाइम ज्यादा नहीं मिलता, तो it was not a conscious thing that I did, so I don't say I feel guilty about it.
Yeah, then I
Hmm.
think you must find more comfort in it then, because like you said, your father also ran like clockwork. Maybe he also didn't feel much of his disease while he was sick, because he was just running like clockwork and he had this thing going. So maybe you find more comfort in that, even though it was a long disease and something that he was going through for a while, but maybe he didn't feel much of it because he was सोचने का काम कम कर रहे थे और करने का काम उनका बहुत था.
Exactly. So when he was sick, he did not find it out by himself कि यार मुझे ये मसला हो रहा है, मैं डॉक्टर के पास चला जाऊं या कुछ. Talking about my father. So एक दिन मेरा भाई मेरे अब्बू दोनों नमाज पढ़ने गए हुए थे, तो मेरा अब्बू अगली वाले सफ में नमाज पढ़ रहे थे, मेरा भाई पिछली सफ में. So when my father, वो पहली रकत थी या आई थिंक कोई भी ऑड नंबर होगा जिसपे लाइक सजदे के बाद डायरेक्ट खड़ा होना होता, तो वो सजदे के बाद जब वो खड़े हो रहे थे तो वो पीछे की तरफ ना गिर गए. तो माय ब्रदर इज अ डॉक्टर, तो उन्होंने जब ये किया कि आप जब बैठते हैं और एकदम से उठते हैं या इस तरह का कोई भी पता नहीं उनको सिम्टम पता चल गया, तो सम डॉक्टर हाउस शिट ही डिड. तो खैर उन्होंने टेस्ट वगैरह करवाए भाई ने फिर अबू के, तो उसमें पता चला कि इनका ना खून बहुत ज्यादा कम हुआ हुआ. देन दे डिड फर्दर टेस्ट और वहां से पता चला. तो फिर अबू से पूछा कि यार आपको फील नहीं हो रहा था इतने टाइम, मतलब ये सारी चीजें हो रही थी आपके साथ? तो उनको था कि नहीं ये हो रहा था, बट अब मतलब क्या ये होता रहता है छोटी मोटी आसपास. So in a way, yes, that is the case.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
such a
he
dad thing to do.
Yeah.
I guess yeah, it makes sense, you know. So like he wasn't going to a doc. He had the symptoms, but he wasn't going to see a doctor unless he fell. And you know, you talked about how in am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Oh yeah, so you talked about how in places like cadet colleges there's a lot less time to think. So I just want to say this that you know when I used to be in a hostel here in my school in Sawabi, uh, it was the same thing. I've talked about this on the podcast in our very first episode, but it was the same thing. It was like very structured and very, you know, like a very strict routine you had to follow no matter what. And I'll just like to tell a story here that once I, you know, got up in the morning, I got ready, and I'm just standing at the gate of the hostel waiting for the bus to come so it can take us to the school. And there's like a you know a boy who's like probably in like sixth grade, fifth grade. He came and he told the warden that a friend of mine who is the same age, he's saying that he can't go to school because you know he's feeling sick. You know what the warden told him? It doesn't matter if he's sick. If he's dying, I would rather have him die at school.
What? That's
Yeah,
that's the
he's like,
weirdest.
I don't care if he's sick. If he's even if he's dying, I would rather have him die at school. So tell him to pack up his backpack and everything and just go to school. So you know that's how they are. And even he mentioned that uh, you know the time he was going to meet his father, they told him, "Oh, you'll be back in an hour or two." So I don't know what kind of mentality is this, but this is a real thing. So yeah.
It's it's sort of funny, but
Yeah, it is funny. I mean, at that time I was surprised. Obviously, I was like, what is this guy even saying?" But obviously, later on, yeah, I just found it funny now that I think of it in retrospect. Um, so I guess moving on from cadet college, you went to IBA. So I just want to talk a little about that transition, you know?
Acha, this was the transitionary period. I'd say it was mostly like this gap year. It was, I'd say, the most productive year of my life. जो मेरा gap year था. So I got to, घर पे रहना पड़ा 1 साल. जो भी चेंजेस आए थे उनके साथ खुद को accustom कर लिया. I got comfortable. पहली चीज तो. दूसरी, I got time to plan my life without my father being. क्योंकि जब वो थे तो फिर तो टेंशन नहीं थी. अब you had to plan with that in mind कि यार यूनिवर्सिटी जाना है, महंगी वाली जाना है, सस्ती वाली जाना है, कहाँ एडमिशन लेना है, फ्यूचर में क्या करना है. तो पहला तो मतलब कह लें, हमारे अभी तो खैर नहीं होता, खत्म हो गया. आइल्ट्स नाम का एक टेस्ट होता था केपीके में. डॉक्टर इंजीनियर अगर आपने बनना है तो इट्स लाइक एमडी कैट वगैरह. तो खैर मैंने 1 साल उसकी तैयारी की, डॉक्टर बनने की कोशिश की, बट I studied for 3 months, couldn't score उतना. ठीक है, didn't got in. तो घर वाले थे कि दोबारा ट्राई. तो मेरी ऑलरेडी ना बस हो चुकी थी. मुझे था कि मुझे करना ही नहीं है, शौक ही नहीं है, मतलब एक बार कर लिया, अब ना और नहीं कर सकता मैं ये. मुझे थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लोर करना है. तो खैर मेरा गैप ईयर इसी तरह था कि वहां भी एडमिशन नहीं हुआ. सो आई वाज सॉर्ट ऑफ गैप ईयर में. तो वहां से मुझे आइडिया हुआ यार, थोड़ा सा डायरेक्शन मिली कि करना क्या है. डायरेक्शन कैसे मिली कि आई ट्राइड डिफरेंट थिंग्स घर में. छोटे प्रोजेक्ट्स जो भी करते हैं ना आप, जैसे कोई नया जानवर ला के रख लिया, कोई चीज बनानी है वो कर ली, कोई पौधा किसी तरह लगा दिया, कुछ भी कर दिया. लाइक यूर ट्राइंग ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ डिफरेंट थिंग्स. पूरी रात बैठ के आप यूर सर्फिंग के, मुझे अगर लेट से सीए करना है तो लाइफ कैसी होती है, सैलरी कितनी होती है, या मुझे आ, कोई भी कमर्शियल एयरलाइन पायलट बनना है, तो you're exploring all different avenues. एंड फिर सैट के बारे में पता चला कि यार सैट एग्जाम दे सकते हैं, उसके बाद पाकिस्तान में आप आईबीए लम्स में जा सकते हैं. आई स्टार्टेड प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर सैट वहां से. तो गैप ईयर में जब मैं सैट की प्रिपरेशन कर रहा था तो मेरे भाई ने मुझे बताया कि यार आईबीए है, आईबीए का टेस्ट हो रहा है. तो मुझे आईबीए के बारे में पहले से भी पता था, क्योंकि मेरे ख्याल से कैट कॉलेज में ना कोई आईबीए का सेमिनार वगैरह हुआ था. तो उसने बताया कि यार इसका जो टेस्ट है ना वो सेट वाले की तरह ही होता है, तो एज अ प्रैक्टिस यहाँ पे टेस्ट दे दो. तो मैंने आईबीए का टेस्ट स्केड्यूल कर लिया. मैंने टेस्ट दे दिया, मेरा एडमिशन हो गया. तो फिर आई वाज लाइक चलो, आई थिंक गुड इनफ. एंड सेट ऑलरेडी वाज वेरी एक्सपेंसिव. सो आई थॉट कि आईबीए में हो गया है तो लेट्स गो विद द फ्लो. तो that's how I came to IBA.
I think I have the same story. I was basically studying to get into LUMS, so I prepared for that. And I think the reason I got into IBA is because, first of all, though, I applied because someone told me you should apply to IBA. It's just like LUMS. So I was like, okay, if it's just like LUMS, I'm sure it will be good. And that's
They
why I
were very
applied.
wrong.
But yeah, they were busy wrong. But the reason I got into IBA is because I had studied so much for SET that I didn't have to study that much for IBA's exam. It was almost the same, and I've studied a lot for SAT at the time. So it wasn't that hard to get into IBA. But once you got into IBA, uh, what were the kind of challenges you faced there at IBA, especially as someone living in hostel, you know?
Yeah, and I would
सबसे
just like
सबसे
to
पहला तो yes, yes.
Yeah, I would just like to add to his question because Haris wants you to talk about okay, how it was different. So just like to add to that question, like you had already been living in hostels, right? So how was the hostel experience different? Because उस वक्त तो डंडे के जोर पे structure था, लेकिन अब नहीं था. So like just talk about that a bit as well.
Very very interesting question. तो बेसिकली जब मैं आईबी आया ना, इट वाज अ कंप्लीट, कह लो, कल्चरल शॉक। जैसे ना पाकिस्तान से कोई बंदा नाइजीरिया में लेट से रहने शुरू कर दे, लाइक इस तरह का एक्सपीरियंस था, कंप्लीटली न्यू एनवायरनमेंट। तो जो हॉस्टल वाली बात है, आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जांपल कि आईबीए में लोग जो है ना, ग्राउंड के अंदर से होके, इफ लेट से किसी की गाड़ी पार्क्ड है दूसरी साइड पे, तो वो ग्राउंड के बीच में से होके जा रहा है पार्किंग की तरफ, अपनी गाड़ी की तरफ, ठीक है। तो मैं दोस्त से ये पूछता था कि यार इसको इजाजत है ये करने की, ये लॉन के अंदर से ऐसे गुजर सकता है? ही वाज लाइक हाँ, मतलब नॉर्मल है, ठीक है, सभी करते हैं। तो आई ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू टेक द लॉन्ग रूट, ठीक है, मैं कभी लॉन के अंदर से नहीं जाता था। तो वो कहते थे यार इधर से आना, इधर से, ये रास्ता है ना। आई वाज लाइक नहीं, ये यहाँ से जाना है ना, ये रास्ता ये है, तो लॉन के अंदर से थोड़ी जा सकते हैं। तो तो इस तरह की छोटी
Yeah,
छोटी
I
चीजें
get
थी, लाइक
like
दिस वाज न्यू। हॉस्टल हॉस्टल वाज अजीब, मतलब पहले जाके मैंने वार्डन से पूछा था कि फोन अलाउड है या फोन आप रख लेंगे जब मैं अंदर आऊंगा। तो आई डिड नॉट इवन नो कि मुझे ये था कि शायद फोन वगैरह अलाउड ना हो, कि जैसे कैडेट कॉलेज के हॉस्टल्स में नहीं होते। तो जब आप हॉस्टल में आओगे तो वो आपका फोन रख लेंगे, और जब आप 3-4 महीने बाद घर वापस जा रहे होगे तो वापस दे देंगे। तो तो इस तरह का था। सो दैट वाज अ ह्यूज रिलीफ कि यार, मतलब नहीं, इधर तो एक्चुअली टाइम गुजारा जा सकता है। मतलब मेरे लिए हॉस्टल वाज अ ह्यूज इम्प्रूवमेंट, घर से ज्यादा आजादी मिल गई थी, सॉर्ट ऑफ। तो हॉस्टल अच्छा था। कैंपस पे इट वाज अ कंप्लीट कल्चरल शॉक, इन द सेंस के म- मैंने मतलब सिटी से पढ़ा था, को एजुकेशन। तो आई वाज ओके, मतलब केपीके में था, और ओ ए लेवल्स में भी, मतलब एक नॉर्मल स्कूल में और इसकी जो आवाम है उसमें मतलब कोई ज्यादा फर्क नहीं होता था। कैड कॉलेज, ऑल बॉयज, ठीक है। एंड व्हेन आई केम टू आईबीए, लाइक वो जो कल्चरल शॉक था ना, कि एक बिल्कुल पठान बच्चा उठ के आया और वो आईबीए में आया, एंड नाउ ही हैज टू इंटरैक्ट, और उसने इंटरेक्शन में यू हैव टू टॉक विद वुमेन, क्योंकि वहां पे ना लड़कियों से इस तरह से इंटरैक्ट करना इज नॉट वेरी कॉमन, ठीक है। सो दैट वाज नॉट समथिंग वी न्यू हाउ टू डू। सो शुरू में आई वाज वेरी फॉर्चुनेट के आईबीए में ही, आईबीए के स्टार्ट में ही अच्छे दोस्त मिल गए। आई हैड बर्ट्रेंड था, फारा, फिजा एंड फरजीन। तो इस तरह आई हैड लाइक फ्रेंड्स ना, लड़कियां। सो आई ट्राइड माय बेस्ट कि लाइक मैं ना बिल्कुल रिस्पेक्टफुल, लाइक मिनिमम बोलना होता है ना, कि यार मुझे आइडिया है नहीं कि मतलब क्या कैसे इंटरेक्ट करना है, सो लेट्स कीप इट टू द मिनिमम एंड सी के व्हाट इज ओके, व्हाट इज नॉट ओके, इस तरह की चीजें। सो टेकिंग क्यूज इस तरह। सो विद देम आई गॉट टू लर्न, एंड दे वर लाइक वेरी नाइस गर्ल्स, इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि लाइक समझाना या ओवरऑल बीइंग गुड फ्रेंड्स, ठीक है। तो आई वाज फॉर्चुनेट कि आईबीएम में मुझे ग्रुप अच्छा मिल गया। सो ओवरऑल आपका जो कल्चरल शॉक का जो वो होता है ना, वो थोड़ा सा कुशन हो जाता है। सो आई वाज फॉर्चुनेट इन दैट टर्म्स। बट जब शुरू में मैं आया था, लाइक द ओ वीक, एट दैट टाइम आई वाज कंप्लीटली इन शॉक कि मतलब यार मैं शलवार कमीज पहन के आ रहा हूँ कैंपस में, मतलब मुझे तो कोई नजर नहीं आ रहा शलवार कमीज वाला, तो क्या मैं सही कर रहा हूँ या नहीं कर रहा? मतलब वो इट वाज वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग शुरू में, एक कल्चर शॉक। मुझे लगता है हारिस को भी टू सम एक्सटेंड ये हुआ होगा। हारिस?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. Like, even talking about Shalwar Kameez, when obviously you just left Sawabi in Shalwar Kameez, we went there. I remember on my O weekday, we had to do like some, even like some dance thing, like some funny dance. It's like somewhere on YouTube even. So we were doing, and everybody's obviously wearing like, like shirts and pants and stuff like those. But I am
Wait,
wearing
it's on
Shalwar
YouTube?
Kameez. Yeah, I will show
Haris,
you
yeah,
sometime.
the dance
please,
Yeah,
video is
please,
on YouTube.
Abdul Sabur,
the dance
please,
video
Sabur,
is
for your sake, do not look it up. I have watched
exact.
it and I had to bleach my eyes after. So please don't watch it.
But I'm
Please,
just,
It is on
I'm,
YouTube.
please
Yes.
send it to me. Please send it
I'm
to me.
just saying.
I,
I mean,
Okay, okay.
it's funny. It's even funnier because I'm the only one wearing shalwar kameez and doing all the moves. Just
All
makes
the
it even
moves.
more
Wow.
embarrassing.
Wow. All the moves. These, they were not moves,
What moves
Sayed.
were
They
there?
were like,
They
oh
were
my
just
God.
embarrassing moves.
You
Like,
can't even call them moves, Sayed. You cannot call them moves. They were just throwing hands and feet, and I don't even know like what you were trying to do, but
Can you
God.
share a link? Can you share a link,
I will be sharing the link
yeah.
after this podcast with you, and we will laugh on it
please?
together, for sure.
Inshallah.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, I mean, I do agree with everything you just said. Interacting with people, not just with like the opposite gender. Obviously, there's also a language barrier that I saw. I mean, coming from KPK, I didn't even speak Urdu, but you're still like, somewhat I'll manage to speak Urdu. You go to IBA, people are talking in English, and you're just like, I don't know how even to, if someone tells me something, okay, I listen you, I understand, but I honestly don't know how to reply to you. I just remember this one time I had a group project where someone called me, was just texting someone about the project details, or like my first semester or something, and then the person calls me all of a sudden, and she goes like, in English, she goes like, "Oh, what's the update on the project? Can you help me with this or something?" And I was like, "Oh shit, she's speaking English." You know what I did? I hung up on her. I was like, "What will I say to her?" So I think there were obviously a lot of barriers, and yes, the cultural shock and so many things we had to adjust.
लैंग्वेज का
Eh,
बैरियर मेरा कम था लैंग्वेज बैरियर मेरा कम था बिकॉज लैंग्वेज फ्रंट पे आई थिंक आई एम गुड बिकॉज आई थिंक शुरू में व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट हाउ माय लैंग्वेज इज वेरी गुड
no,
so
exactly. I
because
think you
of
were
that
obviously, nahi, you were right. वैसे हाँ. The other thing is also you speak Hindko as your first language. I mean, you speak Pashto, and you speak a lot of languages. Obviously, you
Hmm.
mentioned that in the start. So yeah, obviously you are like better than uh me, or like other people
और
coming from.
हमारा अभी भी पे और पे निकलता है
So it's not gonna go away or something.
still funny
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, okay, just like talking about challenges in IBA and in hostel, living away from your family, like so far away, obviously in this context. Um, there's also, if you're living alone, and if there isn't such a routine, as you had in cadet college, as I had in my school, uh, you are, I guess, you are just more prone to, feeling lonely at times, and because even at IB we had just like separate rooms for everyone, and it just like at times we, it's just like it gets to you, it kind of also affects your mental health. Uh, so if you can talk a little about how living in hostel so far away from your family and in a place like IBA, what kind of impact it had on your mental well-being.
अच्छा on the mental well-being front ना आई थिंक आईबीए ने एक चीज सही की थी 4 साल में वो ये था कि शुरू में ना हॉस्टल में जब हम गए थे दे पुट अस इन हॉल्स ठीक है सो दैट वाज वन एस्पेक्ट जहाँ पे आई कुड रिलेट दैट वाज समथिंग वेरी नोन टू मी तो जब हम हॉल्स में थे मैं एमपी हॉल में था और हारिस नीचे मेस हॉल में होता था सो बीच में एक और हॉल भी था तो हम कह लें पूरा बैच ही एक हॉल ऊपर नीचे हॉल्स में रहता था हॉस्टल में सो वी got to meet a lot of new people from all around Pakistan. ठीक है, तो मेरे लिए that was obviously not very new. क्योंकि कैट कॉलेज में लाइक जनरली ऐसा ही होता है, मतलब ऑल ओवर पाकिस्तान लोग होते हैं, तो वो शौक नहीं था। दूसरा, आई न्यू हाउ टू इंटरेक्ट विद बॉयज, और मतलब वही साथ रह रहे हो तो क्या क्या सीन हो सकता है, क्या होता है, जो अ, जिस तरह जो भी हैंडल करना होता है ना,
Oh
कोई
my
लड़ाई हो
God,
जाती है, बहस हो जाती है, जो
like
भी इस तरह,
suspicious
तो आई वाज
or what?
नो नो
Are
नो।
you talking in terms of like, okay, okay, like ragging? No, not ragging, right? Or yes, ragging.
हाँ, रैगिंग भी, इट वाज लाइक वेरी, आई वाज वेरी ओके विद इट। सबसे पहले तो लाइक
Hmm.
मेरी रैगिंग वैसे जनरली कम हुई है, आई थिंक हारिस की बहुत ज्यादा हुई है।
He's never
इतनी
told
ज्यादा
me. Oh
नहीं
my
हुई,
God.
हारिस, तुम्हारी रैगिंग हुई है?
just a few
Oh my
times,
God.
not too
Sabur,
much.
we will connect on this. You will tell me. We will connect on this because this man does not tell me one thing. But sure, you can go ahead and talk about like, did it have an impact on your mental health or what? Because I've heard that it can, really mess with you. Uh,
यार, आईबीए की रैगिंग ना, इट्स फॉर it's like you can say a cliche, but for a very good purpose. Mainly if they're being respectful, obviously, like ragging sometimes did get out of hand. Like that was obviously a no-no, but light ragging, ice breaking जो होती थी वहां पे, आई थिंक दैट वाज गुड, क्योंकि आपस में ना आपका और आपके सीनियर्स का एक बहुत अच्छा बॉन्ड बन जाता है। एंड दिस इज जस्ट फॉर द फर्स्ट, आई थिंक, month or less than a month. उसके बाद you start to get comfortable with them, and at the same time treating them as your बड़ा भाई। तो जो हॉस्टल में कहते हैं ना, हॉस्टलाइट भाई भाई, इट ऑब्वियसली वाज यूज्ड फॉर लाइक आईबीए के अंदर अजीब पॉलिटिकल चीजों के लिए भी, बट इन इट्स एसेंस, लाइक अगर एक सोशल लेवल पे उसको देखें ना, इट वाज अ गुड एक्टिविटी, आईड से, कि दिस juniors and the seniors, they connected। तो आज भी लेट से, अगर I'm giving an example, I don't know exact stories हारिस की रैगिंग की, बट अगर हारिस को किसी सीनियर ने इसकी रैगिंग की है और हारिस की उसके साथ बहुत अच्छी दोस्ती बन गई है, आने वाले 3 4 5 महीनों में हारिस रिस्पेक्ट से मैं बड़ा भाई, जब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम होता है तो उसको कॉल करके हेल्प पूछ लेता है। वो आईटी इंडस्ट्री में है, हारिस मार्केटिंग में, ये साथ में कल को कोई स्टार्टअप कर सकते हैं। सो बेसिकली यू नो अच्छे कनेक्शंस बनाने का मेरे लिए तो एक तरीका रहा है। सो ऑब्वियसली देयर वर इंस्टेंसेस, मेरे साथ पर्टिकुलरली नहीं हुआ, बट मैंने सुना है कि लाइक फलां की ऐसे रैगिंग हो गई और थोड़ा ऑफ हो गया, लड़ाई हो गई। सो देयर वर मतलब पार्ट्स ऑफ इट दैट गॉट अगली, बट मेरा अपना एक्सपीरियंस इसके साथ इतना बुरा नहीं रहा। फॉर मी इट वाज लाइक अ बॉन्डिंग एक्सपीरियंस।
Makes sense. Makes sense. So
हाँ
you're talking about like the mental health aspect of the whole thing,
हाँ,
you
नाउ
said that
मूविंग ऑन टू
socially it was. Hmm.
दैट।
Yeah, so I said like socially it was, you said it was a good thing for you to be thrown in with a bunch of people that you can automatically interact with and live with and all that for the first few weeks, I think, of you getting into the hostel. But
No, the
what after?
first semester, first semester.
Okay,
So after,
okay, okay.
so we were in the halls for the first semester. After the first semester, uh, we were all given individual rooms. So उसमें भी I choose to took a room with a friend of mine. Took a, that in itself was a whole different, कि एक रूम में दो बंदे भी रहना ना, it gets harder than 20 people living in a hall। ठीक है, सो मेरा एक सेमेस्टर ऐसे गुजरा। फिर अगले 3 साल ऑब्वियसली वर लोनली। तो यू कैन से कि फर्स्ट ईयर तो मैं किसी न किसी के साथ था, बट जो हारिस का क्वेश्चन था ना लोनलीनेस पे कि यू गेट लोनली और फॉर वट एवर रीजन, तो आई थिंक दैट स्टार्टेड टू किक इन आपका जब इंडिविजुअल रूम्स में चले गए थे हम। तो उसमें आई थिंक आई डोंट एग्जैक्टली रिमेम्बर द रीजन, बट यू बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट पिन पॉइंट द रीजन, बट in the start of my third year, I started to have these anger problems. उसके बाद फिर different situations में मतलब anxiety होना and you know feeling depressed. तो ये start हो गया and then towards like क्योंकि ये मतलब वही था ना कोरोना के टाइम से थोड़ा सा पहले वाला टाइम है, तो इसके बाद अभी कोरोना आने वाला है, ठीक है। तो आई गॉट डिप्रेस्ड, ठीक है, वहां पे हॉस्टल में लिविंग अलोन बिल्कुल ना। तो उसके बाद देन आई वेंट होम, तो मेरे मतलब घर वालों को आइडिया हो गया कि यार मतलब कुछ चल रहा है, ही इज नॉट ओके, मतलब कुछ चेंज है। तो खैर माय ब्रदर टुक मी टू अ साइकाइट्रिस्ट, वहां पे बैक एंड फोर्थ थोड़ा सा होता रहा, मेडिकेशन चलती रही। फिर I think after a few sessions with the psychiatrist, he told me that koi it's a disorder, I think BPD. So you have that. So this is uh, there were a lot of reasons for this. I don't exactly like remember, but you have to try to cope these. So then for a very long time after that, like I used to मैं internship कर रहा था, तो उस इंटर्नशिप से जो whatever I earned, so I used to spend it on my वो साइकोलॉजिस्ट के साथ सेशंस रखे हुए थे। एंड एट दिस पर्टिकुलर टाइम फिर लाइक माय ब्रदर लाइक ही गॉट टू नो कि यार ये तुम खुद क्यों कर रहे हो। तो देन दे स्टार्टेड के लाइक साइकोलॉजिस्ट के तुम्हारे सेशंस, डॉक्टर की फीस और ये सारी चीजें। सो मोस्टली माय ब्रदर्स देन टुक केयर ऑफ इट, बट I think I managed it pretty well, but I think for that it had to go really really bad ताकि मेरी फैमिली को पता चले। तो that was sort of the case कि मेरी mental health थी, it got bad, nothing else, it got really really bad, that like मेरी फैमिली को पता चला, and then they had to intervene and help me be on the psychiatrist, medications, psychologist, ये पूरा process. So on the management side it was good, but while figuring it out, the mental health problem, I think that is like the hardest part, because you have to open up to the psychologist, the psychiatrist. You have to actually tell them things that uh, you haven't ever before told anyone. They're your like deepest darkest things जो होती हैं, जो आपको ना अंदर से खा रही होती हैं। So you have to share that, आपके traumas जो भी होते हैं, so they're slowly pulling everything out, ट्रैक कर रहे होते हैं आपके चाइल्डहुड से, gauging your relationship with your father, your mother, your siblings, and different things. Huh? So interesting process, but a very you can say mentally challenging process होता है। So
Yeah, makes sense. Like, I understand that because you had so much going on, like you moved and then you were in this new environment, and like in the new environment, no one's really, talking to you about all the things that have happened to you in the past. So it was easy to bury things away, and then it was weird that they came out in a very, maybe I would say like an ugly way. It impacted you a lot and stuff. But I'm so happy that
correct.
you had like really good support from your family, even if it was like after things got very difficult for you. But yeah, it makes sense that it took time to diagnose things, because with these things, of course, like especially with any mental health disorders, you really have to take everything else into consideration. And while that is happening, you're not getting the support that you need in terms of like the right medication for you, right? You mentioned
Hmm.
bipolar disorder, BPD.
BPD
So
is
I would.
not bipolar disorder. I think it's something different.
PPT. I
Oh,
think he meant
borderline personality disorder, BPD.
Yes, yes.
Okay, borderline personality disorder makes sense. So, borderline personality disorders. Can you talk a little about like what you were experiencing and what exactly helped, you know, in your journey of the whole thing? So, the
So,
diagnosis and what came after. Yeah.
so I think BPD is like termed as one of the most emotionally straining mental disorders. So it's basically your brain, it stops growing. तो emotionally आपका brain develop नहीं होता. So you have a very hard time handling emotions. So when you're happy, you do not handle it well, and when you're sad or angry or jealous, all the emotions, whatever you feel, you do not know how to handle them, how to process them. So they're extremely extreme. So when if you could say numerically gauge what, let's say, anger is. So if on a particular situation Haris's anger points are 10, someone with BPD would have an anger point of, let's say, 60, 70. So every emotion is like really extreme. ठीक है, and this also includes like आपकी sadness या your idealization of like a particular person. ठीक है, so BPD people are known to have like this one particular favorite person, they call him. Uh, Even if you were to like go on Reddit, or you're reading about like BPD, so there'll be like a frequent term used, FP. So that's for like favorite person. So हर BPD वाले का कोई ना कोई like particular era में कोई favorite person रहा हो सकता है, with whom they have like a very toxic relation. So
Toxic or strong attachment?
toxic.
Okay,
Yes,
so
very,
that's so
very.
confusing. Like, why is it?
I
It
I
is
think he
very
meant like it's actually too strong or something. You have obviously from
Oh,
your side
so
it's too strong because you have this condition,
exactly,
but for the other person it's obviously coming off as you know
obsessive, maybe.
kind of like
exactly.
okay, too much or something. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Huh. So is that clear now? So
Yes,
khair,
yes, completely, completely. Continue.
BPD wale, they have their own like this favorite person. So w- it's sort of a very unhealthy, toxic relation. So khair, I was fortunate enough to have this relation with like a very intelligent person. तो उसका ये था कि he figured it out, he worked on it, explained to me कि like what's happening, help me through the whole process. यार अभी देखो ये हो रहा है and we have to solve this, so just so you're aware. तो help me with the जो भी psychologist, psychiatrist के matters थे, जो भी family से dealing के matters थे. तो uh, I think उस front पे I was very fortunate to have like a very good favorite person.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
like
it's
that for you as well.
yeah, especially if there's someone who can actually help you figure out these things.
Exactly, like rather than cutting you off or uh, overall, like, I really don't know how others would have reacted, but I think helping me navigate the problem and then getting, you know, victorious on the other side. So I would say guidance was from the favorite person. So I think that's good. His name is, by the way, Mashood, a very good friend of mine still. He lives in Lahore. But
Oh, cool.
so
Is he still your FP?
uh, can't say FP, but we're very good friends. Very good friends.
Hmm. Okay, continue.
Khair Bahral, so this was it, the whole BPD thing. So I think for now I have it under control, but that's with like medication. तो मैं अभी medication पे होता हूँ ना. So I think Haris को पता है इसका, क्योंकि when I don't take it, I have these very bad withdrawal, nausea होता है, start sweating, uh, breathing problems होते हैं. It's very ugly. So taking those medications abhi tak, but I don't like the dependence. So I'm thinking of seeing a koi experienced psychiatrist to like discuss this matter ke second opinion basically कि like should I be taking these medicine for like this long या थोड़ा सा I'm a bit confused अभी कि चल क्या रहा है मेरे साथ, क्योंकि when I have my
Yeah, that
medicine
makes
I'm okay, but
sense.
तो अभी भी like sometimes I think कि गलती तो नहीं कर दी यहाँ जाके, क्योंकि like now I'm completely dependent on medicine, like, so that's something I keep thinking, but nevertheless that's how it works.
Yeah, makes sense. Sabur, I think you're at a stage in your life, especially like the 20s, You're at a stage in your life
Hmm.
where being with yourself, like present minded, is very important. And if medication is helping you do that right now, I think it's brilliant. I think I might be assuming, but you might be taking mood stabilizers for BPD, and they can be like like a long-term commitment and something that you have to take for a very long time to make sure that you're present-minded the whole. But yes, of course, taking a second opinion is very important, and all of that is something that can lead you into finding a balance for yourself that works for you. A lot of people are not okay with taking medication long term, because especially because of the side effects it can have on the health of a person in the long term, or like the dependency it can create. So yeah,
Exactly.
can you talk a little about like the kind of uh, what like the ideal kind of person that you want yourself, like the ideal kind of state you want yourself to be in the future, like unmedicated and or like what?
Also, if you can
Like,
also talk,
hmm
yeah, saying it's like something relevant. If you can also talk about, like, we are talking about medication and therapy, and it kind of like goes hand in hand, like goes together. What is the right kind of balance? Can a person do this? I'll just like you think if this something that will work for you if you just drop the medication or drop the therapy and just do one of these.
I think on the like medication front, uh, listen to your doctors basically, and always have a psychiatrist. अक्सर लोग are very confused about like psychologists, psychiatrists, and how they work together. So uska khair, I won't say I'm an expert on basically this particular thing, but I can tell you कि यहाँ पे कुछ clinics हैं जहाँ पे psychologists and psychiatrists, they have like the same clinic, the same place. Psychiatrist के साथ एक psychologist होती है, so they are basically एक ही जगह पे आपका माइंड का और ब्रेन का दोनों का जो है ना इलाज चल रहा होता है. So I think one should look for them. mainly because they sort of show you the path to recovery. ठीक है, नंबर 1 कि यार तुमने ये करना है, इतने सेशन लेने हैं, यू हैव टू बी ओपन. ठीक है, तो इस तरह का आपका एक पाथ बता देती है ऑफ द ऑप्टिमम बैलेंस. कितना करना है, कितनी फ्रीक्वेंसी होनी चाहिए, all obviously depends on like per person basis, but overall I would advise generally के किसी ऐसी जगह पे अपने चाहने वालों को लेके जाएं, क्योंकि चाहने वाले अक्सर खुद नहीं जाते, बट उनको लेके जाना पड़ता है. बट उनको वहां लेके जाएं जहाँ पे एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट और एक साइकाट्रिस्ट दोनों हो who can help you navigate the process. So to answer like the Haris's question, I think Reja asked what would be an ideal place for me, like emotionally, where do I want to be. So basically that would be कि अभी जिस तरह से मैं फंक्शन कर रहा हूँ मेडिसिन के साथ, आई एम एक नॉर्मल 9 to 5 जॉब कह लें वो कर रहा हूँ, and with that I'm living I'm trying to make my life better थोड़ा थोड़ा करके, going to the gym and making effort in actually making your life better financially or physically or mentally or ठीक है, and I'm doing this with the added 1 pill per day. So I would like to do all this and the 1 pill per day, not the 1 pill per day, excluding that, obviously. So answering Raja's question.
Yeah, makes sense. 100%, like for sure, what you've said, in terms of like, the combination of a psychiatrist and a psychologist, especially if you have, if you're struggling with something that is just not trauma induced, or something that is like, like a basic condition that you're struggling with, like maybe like a phase of your life, something like that. If it's an actual, like a mental disorder, it's always good to have a team of both psychologists and psychiatrists. For the audience out there, I'd like to clarify that a psychiatrist is basically a professional that is licensed to prescribe medication and diagnose medical illnesses based on DSM-5, and a psychologist is there for follow-up sessions and for the therapy element of it, maybe using techniques like CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, and other techniques that may or may not suit you, but they depend on the person, and they take it that way. So they're trained to basically use different therapy methods in modules to make sure that the medication is not pulling most of the weight, and you're actually improving as a person and having better techniques to handle your situation as well. So that is basically the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist, and I'm really glad that you found a place that had both, and took your journey like that. And yeah, and I hope you were able to find someone that can do both for you in the future as well, if you plan on switching, and if you're not satisfied with the way that it's going as of now. So
Yes.
can you explain, like just coming back to how I elaborated how on, like when you're going through your 20s, it's very important. Like you also said, like you're working a 9 to 5 and you're having all these different responsibilities. You are maybe even planning for your future. So how is the treatment that you're getting helping in that regard?
So the treatment that I'm getting right now is just the medication and the occasional, uh, visits. So to be honest, I've been on medication for a very long time now, but whenever I've tried to leave it, if I've somehow like been able to overcome the physical withdrawal, the mental withdrawal, the effects that I have after that are really not good. So अगर मैं पिछले 2 ढाई साल से, या आई थिंक ज्यादा से, यूज कर रहा हूँ. So there obviously have been times during this कि जहाँ पे I was like fed up यार, नहीं इसके बगैर भी कर ही लूंगा. If like मैं इसके साथ कर रहा हूँ तो इसके बगैर भी कर ही लूंगा. So I tried to reduce it. So it did not end well for me. So back to medication. So I think right now the main thing जो मुझे concern करती है ना, तो वो भी on this front यही है कि like the treatment that I'm getting right now, is it like pulling all the weight? तो इसको reduce करना है, कम करना है, what will happen? Like can I even live without it? ठीक है, तो like एक normal कहने बंदे की तरह. तो I talked to my doctor, and for now he's recommended that what you do is you slowly try to taper off. So if let's say you're taking a pill a day, you take half a pill a day, wait for a few weeks, maybe a month, more than a month, and then see how things are going. So इस तरह करके you can slowly reduce the dosage that you can take, and see how much uh, it helps you or does not help you. So right now I'm in the tapering off the medicine very slowly and seeing how things turn out.
Yeah, so makes sense. Uh, the
So it's a very very slow recovery process. So it's not like आप जख्म को देखते हो ना वो भर जाता है, you know it's okay. With this you can never know, so it's like it takes long. Sorry हारिस यार तुम्हें काट लिया, but this was just a last thing I wanted to add.
नहीं, it's okay, it's okay. I was just saying somewhat the same कि हाँ, it's like a very long term process obviously, and uh, even like like I know people uh, who are like taking medication, and like obviously the fear, I don't know if fear is the right word, but this concern, yeah, I'll say the concern of kind of like getting dependent on medicine is always there. uh,
Hmm.
what I want to actually I just want to kind of connect what we talked about in the start, and like now we are talking about mental, to kind of connect the two, that how you were like how losing your father at a young age play a role in like your later mental health struggles. Like did it play any role or not?
I think sorry for that. Acha, I think that is a very good question. I've never actually thought about it, but from the top of my head, I think my brothers have pretty much done a perfect job. Like after my father, to not make me feel like, yeah, I have to fend for myself. So I think उस front पे I was okay. जो father वाले issues थे, I think I made peace with them in the gap year that I discussed. So अभी अभी के जो वो थे ना in IBA and post IBA जो भी problems थे mental. So I don't think I directly or indirectly involved like that particular scenario
Hmm.
in problem.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I met both of your brothers, and yeah, they're like super nice people. And obviously, I've known you for so long, so I am like the first-hand witness of the kind of support they provided you over the years when we were in IBA, even after IBA. And now, lastly, I just want I want you to share, if you can just share a piece of advice or anything you have to share with young people who are probably facing similar challenges, whether that's related to grief or related to mental health struggles. So if you have anything to share with the audience, especially for young people listen.
Um, I think the advice that I can give is like extremely cliche. ठीक है, it's के uh, eh, you probably see this like 10 times on Instagram every day with like sad background music, but कि ये वक्त भी गुजर जाएगा. So this, although being too cliche, this is a very, very, very powerful sentence. If you're, in the healing process, yeah, in the fighting your demons process, ठीक है, तो just know कि it does not always stay this bad. Like it, हमेशा, keep it in your mind कि whatever is happening right now is in this particular moment, it can go away, it will go away. Like I don't have to spend my life like this. ये हमेशा के लिए ऐसा नहीं है. I will get better. तो ये जो भी अभी तुम पे टाइम है सक, ये sooner or later ये गुजर जाएगा, and then you'd be looking back at it and saying like, oh, ये था. It was a very short span of my life, and मुझे लग रहा था मेरी लाइफ जो है ना वो खत्म हो गई यहाँ पे, बट लाइफ में इससे और आगे बहुत बड़ी बड़ी चीजें हैं जो करनी है. लाइक you have this very short beautiful life, like, and when you're depressed you look at it like it's nothing. ठीक है कि बस ये है ही नहीं मेरी लाइफ कोई. It's all black, it's all bad. But if you somehow and I know it's very hard at that time to rationalize करना चीजों को, but if you repeat this word ना कि यार ये वक्त भी गुजर जाएगा, it will all be all right in the end. So I think that's the advice from me कि whatever happens, don't think that this always lasts. It will end, and inshallah very soon. So
Yeah,
That's
you're very right actually. Because seeing situations as passing moments or something that even emotions as like passing emotions and like passing feelings that will just do their job and then leave. It can be very helpful. You said that, and Haris also told me that you really like animals. And I remember Haris telling me a story that there was this litter of kittens that were abandoned or something, and you took them in and you used to, get these packets of milk to feed them and everything. Did that help you in any way, like having, like having support animals, let's say? Okay, you were taking care of them and stuff like that. Did that help in any way for your journey and all of that?
100%, 100%. Like humans, like when you interact with them, they're so complex, and someone who like thinks about every particular movement you make. ठीक है, this is something like a typical person will PPT will do, will like looking at every particular thing that you're doing, and then based on that judging you what you're feeling about them, and then self-loathe. So that sort of stuff. So communicating with humans is like very complicated at that time. But at the same time, when you have like these little kittens in your room, or even have like parrots, I even had a dog in an apartment. That was a
Oh
complete
yeah, his name was Crypto.
he and Harris were best friends.
yeah, best friends, definitely.
Oh my God, yeah, I've heard stories of Haris and his best friend Crypto. Wow, wow, wow.
More like, uh, I
Like
once had a
anyone
friend.
enters the home,
Mortal
crypto doesn't
enemies.
care.
Mortal enemies.
Anyone enters the home, crypto doesn't care. The moment he sees Harris, he wants to play.
I don't know
And
why. I mean,
he was not your enemy. He actually wanted to play with you, but you were just too damn scared. ये लिटरली
yeah,
ना घर में भागना शुरू कर देता था, बेड पे चढ़ जाता था, मेज पे चढ़ जाता था. तो
Oh, I can
I just,
relate. I can
crypto,
relate.
so crypto would think that he's playing with me. Obviously, like dogs being dogs, he thought Harris was playing with him. So वो और
I would
भागता था
just
इसके पीछे.
I'd
Whenever
just
he
like
saw Haris,
to
he was like,
mention something here that your friendship has been very costly to me. So yeah, animals has been chasing me for the 4 years. I would like to tell you something. One time this happened that he is in a class and he just tells me that I have a cat.
I know this one. Oh my god.
I have a cat inside my room, so you have to go there and take the cat outside, so just like doesn't make a mess inside. I went there. They say I opened the door to see if the cat is there. The cat was actually outside, and I opened the door so it entered. And I was like, "Oh my god, what am I gonna do now? How will I get it out?" And the cat is like, just entered, and it doesn't even care. I am standing there. It just jumped on the bed. From the bed, it jumped to the cupboard. It opened the cupboard. There was cat food inside. So yeah,
What?
exactly, there was cat food inside, and it just like took it out of the cupboard, and I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? I can't do anything. And you know what I did? I just left it. I mean,
What? Oh my god.
yeah. So yeah,
Haris is like a proper phobia of animals.
the
He
time he
does.
got
He does.
the time he was rescuing those kittens, every time I'd go to his room, I'd just message him first, just to make sure he put the kittens in that box before I enter there.
Wow.
And those kittens, they were so little, they couldn't even climb on the bed or do something like that. They were like super super tiny, and he was scared of them.
They were just always running around and just, I don't want them to touch my feet. I'm just
That's
too
just
scared
that's
anyway.
just that is just Haris for you. I also have a cat, and I previously had a rooster, and Haris has been afraid of them as well. So I completely understand what you went through. But lucky for me, unlike dogs, my cat had wanted nothing to do with Haris either. So it's completely fine. And Haris was completely coexisting with the cat perfectly without any
That's
problems.
what I call a best friend. And so, anyway, it's so lovely talking to you, and it was so great, and it's a privilege to hear your story. And I I've been with you from the time we joined IBA. We've been together. I'm just incredibly proud of your strength and your resilience, and especially of you coming here and sharing your experiences with us. And I'm just very grateful for our friendship. So thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you so much, means a lot, and thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much, Reja.
Of course. This was such an insightful experience to talk to you and have you open up. And it took a lot of strength and bravery, I'm sure, to bring these things up again. Things that you might have buried up and not wanted to confront for a while. But I'm so proud of you for opening up. And I mean, to Haris for sure, he's your friend, but we're not as close, and you still opened up in front of me. So I very much appreciate that, and I feel that your message will hopefully help someone else out there, and that's what matters.
Inshallah, inshallah. Hoping for the best.
Yeah, so thank you and goodbye. Yeah, so what did you think? I think that must have been like a way new aspect of Sabur for you. Like I'm sure he does
I
not talk
know,
about this stuff on a daily basis.
yeah, definitely not. And the thing is, like, I know about these things, like, that just have like an idea of the thing, because obviously he just like mentioned it here and there, but he never mentioned it in so much detail. And honestly, before even inviting him, I just I didn't expect that he will actually open up so much and share so much about his life with us. So yeah, it's like I don't know him a lot more now than I knew like those 4 years with him.
Yeah, I think the environment of it all, and like just talking about his experiences as someone struggling with mental health purely and maybe lost as well. It probably helped you maybe become closer to him. Did it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the other thing I'd like to point out about this episode is that, like, how he talked about it, it was like he talked about it in a very, like in a very positive, you know, like there was, like not something you'd actually expect. Like he talked about it even when he was talking about his father, even. So, he was just like, even at times joking about how the person told him to be
Yeah,
back in an hour. Uh, so I think he, like the overall tone of the episode was also kind of like it wasn't as
serious
dark,
as
I
it would
would
have been.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah.
exactly.
I
So
think it's this. I think we owe it a lot to the fact that we've caught him at a point in his life where he's healed from a lot of it, and this might not be the same for a lot of the viewers out there. And it's a very good message that he left with us at the end, that things are temporary. Every phase in your life comes and then leaves, and it might leave you with a few lessons learned, but it is ephemeral, and you need to rely on the fact that things, no matter how good or how bad they are, they will eventually pass. And I'm just really glad that we caught him at a point in his life where he was also actively trying to get help, actively trying to get better, and was able to have such a open and deep conversation with us, such an insightful conversation. And yeah,
yeah, so I hope everyone found it as insightful and as uh, interesting, like his whole journey as we did. So thank you everyone for joining us and listening to this episode, and we will see you in the next episode.